Hello viewers and welcome back to Let's Play Ultima I, the First Age of Darkness. We are continuing from where we left off. However, I have been jumping back and forth between these pillars a little bit, and if we check our stats now, we will see we have 73 strength, 91 agility, 99 stamina, 11 charisma, which I don't really care about, 99 wisdom and 99 intelligence. We now also have a whole bunch of weapons, which basically consists of everything you can see down the right-hand side of the screen there. We had the dagger, the mace, the axe, the rope and spikes, the sword, great sword, bow and arrows. All of those were there before. We've also got the amulet, the wand, the staff, the triangle, whatever that is, the pistol, a light sword, a phasor, and a blaster, which we are currently wielding. The blaster, I believe, is the best weapon that you can get. So we have the best weapon and the best armour in the reflect suit. We are now going to head away. This was the lands of the feudal lords. We are going to head to the next land, which I believe is to the southwest. I think that's the lands of Lord British there. This is still the lands of Lord British, so we want to go south of here. And this is the lands of the dark unknown. So once again, our mission will continue as before. We're looking for a couple of castles, one of which will have a king who will send us on a quest to find some sort of monolith. That's not really as important, that's sort of optional. The important one is to find the king who will give us a quest to go and find and kill some enemy in a dungeon and give us a gem for it. So where is this, first of all? This is the Black Dragon's Castle. So if we enter into the Black Dragon's Castle, Gueno the Jester, you should get out of my way. Transact with the king. Dost thou offer pence or service? King of the Black Dragon, we offer our service. Go now and kill a lich. Do not return until thy quest is done. Okay, so once again, we are sent on a task to kill a dungeon creature. This will again send us further into the dungeon than we've been before. So we're going to want to tread a little carefully here. Before we do that, before we head into the dungeon, we test out our blaster here. We do have a better weapon now, which should hopefully make it a little bit easier to kill those tougher enemies. There's a sort of maze that we can't really get into there. There should be another castle somewhere on this island. I don't know where, so we're just going to have to scramble around until we eventually find it. There's towns everywhere as well. This is the City of Wealth. We're not going to stay there for very long. So we need to find another castle, just for completion's sake. We don't really need to do the other castle's quest, but why not? Why not? Let's see. Now I'm completely losing myself here. We need to find castle that is not the castle that we've already been to in this land. Let's go around the outskirts perhaps to begin with. We appear to be in the southern shore. There's a town there. And blast that with our blaster. That's a town as well. There's another castle here. Oops. One disadvantage when you're on the overworld, your enemies can shoot you at 45-degree angles, but you can only shoot the enemies when you are directly in line with them, which can cause some problems at times. Seems to be a whole bunch of them just hanging around down here, so we'll head down here and kill these guys. Why not? Those red things are nest creatures apparently. They're not very tough though. Not compared to my blaster. There are lots of them though. Okay, so we head up this way, see if we can find this castle anywhere. There's some rangers, I believe, walking around on the plains over there. We'll avoid them. Actually, we'll go back down and kill them. They can't hit me from here, so... Evil rangers. There's also a knight, an orc, and a wandering warlock. And another one, oh dear. Still no sign of this castle though, is this it? This is the castle of Olympus, this is what we're looking for. So, what quest do you have for us, Lord of Castle Olympus? Service. Go forth and find the Pillar of Ozymandias. Do not return until thy quest is done. Okay, we know where the Pillar of Ozymandias is, because that is somewhere we have already been. So let's try to remember where this is. So that's at the north side of this lake. Our other castle is at the west side of this lake. What's this town? That's the city of Nassau. Most of the cities are fairly cookie cutter copies of each other in this game, unfortunately. Okay, though, that means if he's looking for us to go to the Pillar of Ozymandias, that should be just over here, I believe. Is it this one? This is the Grave of the Lost Soul. So that means it's the one above this, I think. Oh, here's a whole bunch of stuff. Pirate ships and all sorts. Right. There we go, the Pillar of Ozymandias. Won't give us any sort of stats or anything because we're already maxed out on, I believe that gave us wisdom originally. That's fine. We can just head back to the castle, which was down here somewhere. Oh, who are you? Get out of my way. Yeah, there he is, the castle. There's a nest creature in here as well. So, we can return to the king. And he should give us, I believe, some strength. Three points of strength, so that will give us a total of 76. Our strength probably won't need to go much higher than that, and it becomes quite tedious to really get it much higher than this, so that's fine. So, aside from that, we do need to go into the dungeon to kill a lich for the other king here. Now, we are a little bit low on hit points at the moment. That might be a problem. We could probably... It's probably worth going in here and... Yeah, we can see we seem to be trapped in here by a force field. So we're not going past that way. We can, of course, just use our spells. So if we ready the spell of Ladder Down, this time I'm going to be careful and take off our armour so that it doesn't get accidentally destroyed by a gelatinous cube on the way down past levels 3 and 4. And we're going to cast, climb, cast, climb, cast, climb, cast, climb, cast, climb, cast, climb. That brings us right down to level 7. Now, we're going to have to be very careful here. Whoa, hello. There is a lich. And another one. So we have completed our objective. We are a little short on hit points, so I don't really want to spend too long down here. We will come back down here to build up some hit points and gold in a little while. For just now, I am just going to get back out of here. So we're going to ready the ladder up spell. I'm going to cast that, climb. We're getting attacked by a lizard man. Right, we're just going to get out of here as quickly as we can now. So we are a little short on hit points, but that can be remedied. We do have some gold. We can enter back in here. Let's go speak to the king. Ah, Svengard, thou hast completed thy quest. For this I shall tell thee, the princess will help a space ace through time. The king gives thee a blue gem. Okay, the princess will help a space ace through time. So seemingly, we know already that we're going to need a time machine to complete our quest, and we need 4 gems to use the time machine. We're also going to need the help of a princess to do that, seemingly. But in order to do that, we're going to have to become a space ace. Whatever that could mean, we shall find out. In the meantime, though, we're going to get out of here. In fact, I'm going to go back in here. I'm going to offer this king some pence. We offer pence. How much pence do we offer? I'm going to offer him pretty much all of the gold that we have, apart from... In fact, I'll offer him 1,000. That'll leave us 500 odd to buy some more food. And he gives us 1,500 hit points for that. So that will prevent us from being too fragile the next time we go into a dungeon. We will be going a bit further down the next time. So what I'm going to do, just in order for us, how many ladder spells do we have at the moment here? We have 15 ladder downs and 24 ladder ups. So I'm going to go back into this dungeon. And I'm going to ready the spell of ladder down. We're going to go down here and I'm going to stay. In fact, I'm going to go to the lowest level we can really survive probably on, which would be level 7. I'm going to come down here and shoot some people with our blaster. So we've got some strange and unusual enemies down in this reach. You can see we've already dropped our hit points down to 1,500. That's despite us having the reflect mail. So the enemies down here do quite a bit of damage to you. However, if we kill a few of them, we should get quite a bit of experience, and that should result in us gaining a lot more hit points, hopefully, than we would lose. That was a tangler. So we're going to just hang around in here for a little bit, kill some enemies, and then ladder ourselves right back up to the top. In fact, we can pop into the next floor up. This is level 6, so the enemies here shouldn't be as tough. Things like lizard men appear to live here. That was an Eton. So there's not much going on in this level. What I'm going to do, we've come down right to the bottom, or not quite to the bottom. We'll be going to the bottom of the dungeon later on. But we've come quite low down in the dungeon. I'm going to just basically try and fight my way back out of the dungeon and find the normal way up, and that should hopefully gain us some experience and get us a decent amount of hit points once we get out of the dungeon. Now, it depends if I can find a way out of here. There's a lot of sneaky little passages here. Okay, we appear to be getting attacked by... that's a mimic. That did quite a lot of damage to us. That's not so good. Okay, in that case, we might be better off just trying to get out of here. Okay, these things are quite damaging. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to see if we can get out of here. Hopefully we'll have earned some hit points anyway. So I'm going to ready the spell Ladder Up and cast Climb. And that's us back on level 1, at which point we shouldn't really be in a huge amount of difficulty. Of course, there are still thieves and rats to watch for, but these things shouldn't really do too much damage to us anymore. So we can just kill a handful of these and make our way out of the dungeon, wherever the way out happens to be. I don't know. Can open this chest as well. Now, there's force fields quite all over the place in this dungeon. Was this the one where we were started off behind a force field? In which case we might have to just use our spell to get out, but that's fine. Let's just get out of here. Now that gives us 2,489 hit points, and we have 1,479 coins. You will notice we don't have a lot of food. Now, that may have been due to some enemies in the dungeon stealing it from us. We're gonna go get some food from the town that should be up here before we do anything else. Go and purchase some food. So we'll buy... Now, because we've got our intelligence so high, it now only costs 1 pence for packs of 10 food. So that means it would cost 10 pence for 100 food, or 100 pence for 1,000 food. So if we buy 100 packs of food, that should give us 1,000, and yeah, we can do that again probably actually, and that'll last us for ages. So we are also surrounded by these people. We're going to kill them because they are just nasty, mean people that are attacking us for no reason. Okay, so what have we done? We have, in this episode, we have visited the Pillar of Ozymandias for the King of the Castle of Olympus. We have gone into the dungeon and killed a lich for the King of the Black Dragon. And we have reasonably good stats at this point. We have pretty high strength, agility, stamina, wisdom, intelligence. I don't care about charisma, so we're not going to bother increasing that in any way. And we have a blaster, we have a reflect suit. We're looking good for weapons and armor. We could probably use some more ladder down spells, but we've got plenty of ladder up spells. So in the next video, we'll be heading to the next land, the fourth and final land, in pursuit of quests, and we'll see what happens after that. In the meantime though, thank you very much once again for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this so far. If you have, give us a like, leave us some feedback in the comments, and subscribe if you want to see more of this kind of stuff. Thank you once again, and I'll catch you next time. See you later.